You can be great at scheduling, tracking KPIs, and writing flawless project plans. But the moment you're expected to lead people, everything changes. Welcome to the Project Management Masterclass, the show where project leaders are made. This platform exists for one reason. Tools don't deliver projects, people do. That's why the Power Skills Academy was created, to help project professionals master the skills that actually move the needle. Emotional intelligence, communication, collaborative leadership, and strategic thinking. The skills that elevate your influence and make people want to follow your lead. If you ever thought, what am I missing? This is your answer. Visit www.developpowerskills.com. The link is in the description. Now, here's your host, Brittany Wilkins.
Welcome back to Project Management Masterclass with your favorite project leader and show host, Brittany Wilkins. As always, I like to begin today's show by thanking all of my listeners from around the world for tuning in to Project Management Masterclass. Today, though, I really want to give a special shout out to my audience in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. I recently received a fan mail message from a listener in the UK who wrote, "The use of MPSS is very important as it aligns projects to creating value and achieving benefit realization. That's why the business case was developed. It helps project managers and the project management office satisfy their customers." And I couldn't agree more. And thanks again to my listener out in the UK for sending in that fan mail. And it was back in episode 11 where I explored and talked about what it means to really define project success beyond the triple constraints. And this was inspired by PMI's Maximizing Project Success Report. That's where we all were first kind of introduced to the Net Project Success Score, MPSS, a tool designed to really shift our focus toward long-term value as well as outcomes. But today, I want to talk about on the show a different kind of score, one that has global implications. Just last month, PMI released its latest global report, and it really is a wake-up call for the entire profession. You see, we will not be able to maximize or even achieve project success the way we envision without qualified project professionals leading the way. So this report, it discusses the critical shortage of project talent and how that shortage really threatens global growth, innovation, and transformation. So if you hadn't had a chance to read it yet, no worries, I've done the homework for you. I'm going to walk through some things that I was able to kind of take away from the report, share some of the highlights, and break it down together here on the show. But as well as I would encourage you, when you do have the opportunity or the time, to really as well read the report and to draw your own conclusions and insights from the report. So let's get into it. And let's talk about really the current state of the profession. So in the current year, PMI, estimates that there are nearly 40 million skilled project professionals worldwide. And to really put that into perspective, compared to the global workforce that includes 25 million software developers and around 30 million nurses. So no, project management is not a niche career path, but it really is the foundational labor, as we are the architects of global transformation. So currently today, again, where we sit at is 40 million, but it's estimated by 2035 that this number must rise to 65 million just to keep up with the rapid change. So what is this change really fueled by? Well, it's a few things: digital disruption, infrastructure expansion, and constant economic shifts. Now, 40 million to 65 million is a huge gap to fill. And you may be wondering, what if we don't fill that gap? What are the consequences that the profession and the industries impacted by this can face? Well, it's a few things. We're looking at delayed initiatives, failed transformations, and massive value left unrealized. But I don't think we have to wait until by 2035 or 2035 to really see this. I think we see evidence of this now. We're feeling the effects of this gap today, and many organizations having big, bold visions, but wrestling with the traditional triple constraints and how to deliver in really lean environments with the workforce that they have and the skill set that they have in order to innovate and launch new global product innovations into the world. But what this report also highlights is not only the gap, but where in certain parts of the regions of the world where the talent is needed most. The need for project talent isn't really evenly distributed. Some regions, as the report states, are really under that extreme pressure to build capacity quickly. Like China will need to more than double its talent pool up to about 23.3 million project professionals. Now, when you look at South Asia, including India and Bangladesh, could see demand grow by as much as 91%. Or if we go to the continent of Africa, it's on the rise too, with projected growth between 56 and 75%. And while these numbers are staggering, in some of the more mature markets like North America and Europe really face a different type of challenge. That is one of retirement. While many of us enjoy working and love what we do, one day we are faced with making that decision to retire from our profession. So we see that shift, and many of the experienced project leaders are exiting the workforce. And the pipeline of new professionals isn't growing fast enough. In the US alone, we'll need over, it says, estimated about 1.1 million more project managers by 2035. And these seem to be some conservative estimates. Even conservative, still some big numbers. So again, as PMI, points out, what are the main drivers behind this? Again, it's really economic transformation, infrastructure, the sustainability, and the digital first initiatives that are really dominating these global strategies. And you see kind of the demographic shifts where younger populations in regions like South Asia and Africa offer potential, but they need access to training and education. Then it's that technological disruption. You have the AI, the automation, and new delivery models are evolving faster than what most workforces can adapt to. So it's not that we're only just facing a talent gap, but again, it's really a capability gap as well. It's not enough just to have the people, but are the people equipped for project success that can really drive and own the outcomes of projects? Ready to elevate your project management game? Introducing Project Management Masterclass Podcast Premium. Imagine unlocking bonus episodes packed with exclusive insights advanced strategies, and power skills development, all tailored to help you lead projects with confidence and stay ahead in your career. With expert guidance and real-world applications, you'll gain the tools needed to navigate complex projects, inspire teams, and deliver results like never before. No fluff, just high-value lessons to fuel your growth. And no long-term contracts, month-to-month subscription. Cancel anytime. But don't settle for average. Step into excellence with Project Management Masterclass Podcast Premium. Subscribe today and take your career to the next level. So what can be done about this? I wouldn't say it's a crisis, but it is definitely an opportunity, a generational opportunity to rise to the occasion. And what PMI has outlined is 3 big moves to really meet this challenge head on, is to really elevate the profession. Project managers have to be seen as leaders, not just as executors. And that means really what we have to do, again, you'll always hear with project success, it requires owning those outcomes and aligning work with strategic objectives. And PMI used an acronym called the M.O.R.E mindset. Move outcomes, own value, realize change, and elevate impact. We must upskill and reskill. Organizations need to really invest in internal training, helping employees transition into project roles and grow within them. And I definitely, agree with this mindset because, again, we are always under presumption. At least for me, it worked out because my boss thought at the time I was first thrown and thrust into project management that anybody can lead this. Like, an engineer should be able to be a project manager, and that is not always the case. Or a product marketing person can lead their own product development and bring it to the market. That is not always the case, but the perception is not only, I think, on the corporate entities to really provide this internal training or provide this training as well. Yes, they are there to train and develop their talent, but I think it's really on us as well. And I just speaking from my own experience is to help shape that perception, because many project managers are seen as what traditionally note takers, task managers, and waiting on someone to kind of give them the direction and the guidance. And where we can begin to shift this and really lay out that blueprint of what it will look like to really fill in that gap is transform from being those project coordinators, those managers, to really those project strategists, and really sharpening and honing in our power skills of strategic thinking, problem solving, collaborative leadership, communication that enables us to manage up, down, and across the organization. So we ourselves have to take that accountability to raise our own value of what it means to be a project leader serving the organization. And as people see that value and get the return on investment, it begins, I think, to really build that momentum in showing that we need more project leaders like this. What is it going to take to kind of replicate the success we are getting with some of our project leaders and really scale and bolster up our project management office or our project managers and leaders in certain departments? So I think it takes work on both ends, and so oftentimes training and development is kind of the last priority for many organizations when in the midst of trying to deliver. Do I even have time to even invest in my own personal development? And I think it is necessary to stay on top of your skills and learning the latest and greatest things that are happening within the profession. Not saying we have to master everything and become experts, but just knowing ways into and developing that roadmap and that overall growth plan, transforming as the organization evolves. But two, beyond, the current things of, again, organizations investing in internal training and us too taking our own accountability to reshape the profession and to make the business case, what can we do to expand beyond that? Widen the pipeline. How do we begin to have, youth programs? We have youth programs around sports, arts, and sciences. Why not around project management? Establish, those university partnerships if they don't already exist, or try to strengthen those university partnerships to ensure everyone has access to and can become certified. And we just have to, make project management more visible, viable, and aspirational, especially in underrepresented and high growth regions. I see many companies having like innovation labs, think tank labs. Wouldn't it be great if we had labs, dedicated to the training and development of project management, to go in and just have these project hubs where in some of these areas where project management training and skills is lacking, to develop that project management center of excellence that gives one the opportunity to grow in the profession. And again, it's not something that's going to be solved overnight. It is definitely going to take some work. It's going to take the whole profession to really raise the level of project management field. But I remain, even with the large gap, I remain optimistic knowing we can get there if we all come together and work again to really close this gap. So we know what the numbers are. We know the gap that needs to be filled. We have some things to think about of what can be done about it. But every great plan must be acted upon. So it will definitely be interesting to see where we move from here when PMI comes out with the next report, almost as from a metric tracking support. We're in 2025 now. So from 2025 to 2035, to show either that climb up and more project managers are coming into the space, or remaining flat, or are we kind of declining? And also too, as it stated, we're faced with these technological disruptions, infrastructure, all the things that can impede the progress of global growth and innovation. So as a project managers and leaders, we always have to plan for those worst case scenarios. So what is that mitigation plan? And what if we are unable to fill this talent gap? What does that necessarily mean per se? So it'll just be something to be interesting to keep an eye on. So I'm looking forward to keep a close eye out on this and how we progress forward. But I'll wrap up today's show. Again, just wanted to really share some brief insights and takeaways from the report. Again, I encourage you all to read the report, take some time to think through it, and ask yourself, how does this apply to me? What can I do to ensure that the project management profession doesn't have this deficit as we continue to progress forward year over year? And just to keep this in mind, that the world is made and remade through projects. I could be a bit biased, but I truly stand by this. And that we're not just in demand, we really are essential. So whether you're an inspiring project lead or a seasoned PMO director, this moment really does belong to us. And it really does, again, put a spotlight on our profession where others may seem to really, I won't say they don't care, but it's just really, our profession can be kind of underappreciated for the things that we can do. And people think, on the outside looking in, that that's very simple or that's very easy to do. But in reality, it's not, because it takes a lot, and it takes a special type of person in talent to be able to successfully lead projects and work within all the complexities and the dynamics. So I hope this episode kind of gave a little bit more clarity of kind of the current state of the profession and where we are at today and the goal that we are driving towards, and some inspiration to be inspired. It encourages us, all of us to continue to do our part, to continue to learn and grow in this profession, and to help continue to drive global growth and innovation. So again, I encourage you, as always, to share this episode with a colleague or our project team. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. This is Project Management Masterclass, and I am Brittany Wilkins, again, reminding you that success isn't something that we chase. It is something that we build, and that is one project at a time. So until next time, stay focused, stay intentional, and more importantly, stay powerful.
Thanks for listening to the Project Management Masterclass. If you're ready to lead at a higher level, explore the Power Skills Academy and start mastering the skills that drive real project success. Visit www.developpowerskills.com. The link is in the description. See you in the next episode.